Hey gang, what's up? Alicia Cross here, and if we have not met yet, I am a yoga instructor, a personal trainer, and a wellness coach, and I've been helping clients just like you for the past 18 years reach your goals so you can look better, feel better, and get done whatever you want to accomplish. So if you are here with me live, say hi, give me a wave so I know that you're here. And whether you're watching live or you're watching this as a replay later, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, post them here. Let's keep this conversation going. I'd love to chat more with you about this. And the this that we're talking about today is overcoming your obstacles to healthy eating. So you probably are working on eating healthier, you're trying to, you know that's the way to go, you know the things that you need to improve, but now we need to get more tactical and help you to overcome the things that are holding you back so that you can look better, feel better, have more energy, be a good example for the people around you, all of those things. So let's start digging in with what I got from you, and then we'll branch out a little bit. So the first one that came up a few times is time. There's no time to eat healthy. So I'm going to cover a couple of scenarios, and we'll see what works for you. So number one, this is just an example that I have seen, so I'm going to riff on that for a moment. If you are busy and you just work a ton, you have long hours and little breaks, maybe you are working somewhere where you run over to the store that's in the shopping center, or it's across the street, and maybe that's not the healthiest place. It's a gas station, or it's a convenience store, or it's even a drugstore that has a bunch of food, and you're grabbing something on the go. And that's fine, we do it. We do it from time to time. Maybe you're just doing it all of the time. There are healthier choices that you can make. So when you run into that store, are you grabbing, Cheetos and Mountain Dew? Because chances are there are other options there. So you could pick up things that have all of the macronutrients that you need. So carbs, fat, and protein. You can grab nuts or some kind of beef jerky if you eat meat. You can absolutely get some kind of fruit. A lot of these places have fresh fruit now. If not, maybe there's dried fruit as an option. You can get like a granola bar. A lot of these places have like protein bars and meal replacement bars where that's not optimal, but that's going to be better than maybe grabbing, like I said, a Slim Jim, Cheetos, and a Mountain Dew. So what are the healthier options that you can grab when you're there? Maybe there's some, fairly healthy crackers or popcorn. Like I said, a lot of these places have fresh fruit. If you're going into these convenience stores or gas stations, a lot of them have like little salad plates, these trays with salad or vegetables and hummus, or they have things with like egg and cheese and fruit. So these are going to be the options you want to reach for, and then getting water to drink. Now, if this is you and you're always in the situation where you are running across the street to grab some food, then let's think about how you could have those same snacks with you at work. So if you're at this place all of the time, you go to this place to work, think of the things that you could go to the store and buy, or even easier, you could order on Amazon. You could have Amazon just ship them to your office, so you have a box of those snacks there. So maybe you're getting things like the single serving packs of peanut butter, like the Justin's nut butters. You're getting popcorn, granola bars, little bags of pretzels, these little single serve snacks. So things that you can have on hand that are right there, that are easy to reach for, they're easy to store, they don't perish, but they are a healthier choice than maybe some of the other things that you've been choosing. And what's great about doing it this way is you're going to save money. It's going to be a lot cheaper to order, this big box of all these snacks than running to the, drugstore every day to buy something. And then maybe you are also looking at things that you can pack every day. So get yourself a lunch bag, get yourself some little those little ice packs to keep things cold. And what are the snacks that you could bring that maybe need to be refrigerated? So could you make some hard-boiled eggs? Could you get those little single serve packs of hummus, little single serve packs of guacamole, or the little containers of avocado? Can you get some fruit? Can you get some vegetables, stuff that you could bring from home? If you have a refrigerator at work, even better, because maybe one day you could just bring a week's worth. You can buy hard-boiled eggs already cooked. You don't have to make them. So could you buy a pack of hard-boiled eggs? Could you buy a bag of baby carrots and just stick that stuff in the fridge so you have it throughout the week? This also applies if you are working from home. So if you are reaching for those unhealthy snacks because that's what you have, then the swap is to just make the healthy snacks easier. So make that more convenient. So if you're working from home, you could do the same trick. So buy those little single serve packets. Make the hard-boiled eggs at the beginning of the week. Get the baby carrots or the pre-cut vegetables. So all of those tricks that save time. So this also leads into if you're cooking and meal prepping. If you're cooking and meal prepping, the time that it takes to do that, you can cut that down as well by buying that stuff that's pre-cut. It is worth spending a little bit extra money on the vegetables that are pre-cut if you're actually going to use them. It doesn't make any sense to save money and cut corners if those vegetables just spoil and go bad and you throw them away. That's wasting money. So spend a little bit more money to save time, because money's not your only resource. Your time is a resource. Your health is a resource. Your energy is a resource. So if you can spend a little bit more money, but that is investing in all those other resources, that's absolutely worth it. So make things a little bit easier. You can spend more money getting a lot of things like the riced cauliflower and vegetables that are cut and cleaned. Think about like Brussels sprouts or squash. I've said butternut squash is something that I will not buy whole. I will not even attempt to cut that. I want that all chopped up for me already. Onions, you can get onions that are already diced. So any of these shortcuts that you can get from the grocery store, it's still whole food. It's just a little bit of the prep work has been done for you, so you can just come home and cook it. Hit up the salad bar if that's a good option for you. Find those things that are going to make meal prepping just one step easier, and then if you have that time to have a day where you meal prep, that's even better, so that you can have some breakfast, lunches, or dinners ready to go. Other things that might help you save time if you're doing some kind of meal delivery service, and there's lots of them out there. I've never tried any, but that is something that you could do if you want to cook. You just want some of that process already done for you and it's getting delivered. That's a really great option. So that's what I got for you for time. Doing some brainstorming about how you can make things a little bit easier that aren't going to take more time. And it's not an all or nothing deal. So maybe you're getting these, healthier snacks for one meal, and then you're still going, out to dinner or out to lunch, but you're starting somewhere. You're starting somewhere, basically. So another obstacle that you said that you had is things like snacking and cravings and sweet tooth. So I'm going to kind of cover all of these. So as far as sweet tooth, that is a habit. You've gotten yourself into that habit and you can get yourself out of it. So I talk a ton about habit creation, and really you don't want to break a habit. The idea is to make a new habit. So identify when those cravings are kicking in. So if it is after, maybe it's 3 p.m. and you want something sweet, you've conditioned your body that you're going to go, hit the vending machine, or the person down the way has candy in their office and you're going to go by there so you can get your fix. So just recognize that is happening and then start a new habit. So rather than just trying to bear down and resist going for that sugary snack, what else can you do? You're going to have a habit of getting tea or going for a walk around the block, something that you can replace. So not trying to just white knuckle it and not do it, but replace it. Also take a look at what might be leading to that craving. What did you have for lunch? What time was lunch? Are you having a big crash because you had a really carb heavy meal? Could you make some changes throughout lunch? Are you not drinking enough water and maybe the water is the thirst is being interpreted as hunger? Are you not sleeping enough? If you are tired, you will be in search of high energy foods, sugary snacks. Your body's going to want that. It's going to get the energy from somewhere. You're not giving yourself energy through sleep, so it's going to look for that energy somewhere else. That could be absolutely what's happening. So you got to look at the other things that are leading up to this habit that you've created. Another thing that you could do is pack a snack that is healthy, that satisfies that craving. A few weeks ago, I posted a photo of a snack that I make that was a rice cake with peanut butter and cacao nibs on top. So there's no sugar in that, maybe 1 or 2 grams that's kind of naturally occurring in the peanut butter. The peanut butter doesn't have any added sugar, but that feels like a really sweet treat. So that's something that you could make that hits that craving. Maybe some fruit and almonds. So bringing something that is it's 3 o'clock, you're looking for that sugar fix, give it to yourself in a healthy way, and sure, it may not feel as satisfying as getting that cookie or that piece of chocolate, but just as you've conditioned yourself to eat that snack, you can condition yourself to eat the healthy snack and to look forward to that. You may also be, a lot of times I hear late night snacking or snacking after dinner. And again, we're going to look at some of these same things. So what did you eat for dinner? Was it really carb heavy? Are you having a crash and now you're looking for something else? Are you hydrated enough? Have you gotten enough of all of your macronutrients throughout the day? And again, giving yourself another habit in replace of it. So maybe it's going for a walk in the evening, reading a book, whatever it is that you want to do. If there's a hobby, something you can replace, whatever it is that you want to do in that time frame rather than going for a snack. There's also some tricks like cleaning up your kitchen, turning off the lights, brushing your teeth. So you have to experiment with these to see what works for you. Or again, give yourself a healthy snack, a healthy alternative like some fruit and almonds. And this is where I'll say, you know this, I have my smoothie at night. So the smoothie, one, it kind of is a light dinner. If I eat a big meal, I definitely don't feel good the next day. So having the smoothie at night is light and really easy to digest, especially because I eat so late at night. And it tastes like a Frosty, so I feel like I'm having a milkshake or a Frosty or ice cream at night, so I'm not looking for anything else. So you can use this trick as well. Maybe it's not in place of dinner, but how can you make something with maybe some vanilla protein powder, whether it's making a smoothie or, you can look up these different like fake ice creams, nice cream I think they're called, that you can make with like avocado and frozen banana, a little bit of protein powder, so that you're having a healthy snack that's satisfying the craving. And that is so much better than white knuckling it and being miserable and eventually breaking down and eating, everything that you can find. And if you don't want to eat these things, don't keep them in your house. Don't buy them. If you are in a situation where other people have these snacks, all they're going to do is put them somewhere you can't see them. Out of sight, out of mind is one of the best rules that you can bring into your routine when you're trying to build these habits. So it's that strategy of convenience and inconvenience. So make the healthy thing convenient. It's right there. You can grab it. The unhealthy thing you don't want to eat, make it inconvenient. Just put it on a shelf. Put it away. Don't leave it out on your counter. That's going to make a huge difference. So that is snacking and sweet tooth and cravings. Again, look at what you're eating all day long. Make sure you're getting all of your macronutrients, your fiber, drinking all of your water, getting enough rest. And just know that if you have developed a habit, it may be like quote unquote a bad habit, you can also develop a good habit, and you just have to use all of these tricks that I'm always sharing about how you can create that healthy habit to replace the habit that you want to get rid of. Okay, so time, snacking, sweet tooth, cravings, and then boredom. This was a good one that I got, boredom. I really like this one. I want to talk about this one. So when we are it's already, science has already looked at this, and the majority of what we do throughout our day is pure repetition and habit. We're not having these new novel experiences every single day. We are creatures of habit. It's what we do, for good or for bad. That's it. We're on repeat. So when you are looking for a little bit of novelty in your routine, especially when it comes to food, just know that you don't have to overhaul your whole routine. You could do a little something different, and it's going to make everything else not feel so boring. And the suggestion that I have for you is think about eating more seasonally. So you could look at seasonally what's in season for your area. And I know it's hard because we live with access to all of the produce all year round, whether it's in season or not. We can get berries and citrus fruit all year round from the grocery store. So we can really get into the habit of just eating the same thing over and over again. But take a look, see what's in season for you and your area. And that's just an easy, online search away. And what you can also do, this is where the Ayurveda can help make things a little more exciting. So right now we're in the Vata season. So you want to look up Vata foods and Vata recipes. So the way that you eat will change with the three. So it's three doshas, so it's kind of three seasons. So we're in the fall season. We're in Vata. We'll be here until about end of January for us here in Virginia, and then switch to Kapha season, which is winter and early spring. So looking at foods and recipes that are appropriate for that dosha. And that's balancing, yeah. But if that's not what you're interested in, it's still bringing in some variety. Just like you put away your, summer clothes at the end of summer, and you maybe change over the colors that you're wearing and the decorations that are in your house. You can do the same thing with your diet. So just making some changes seasonally might help you to add a little variety to your meals. You could also think about doing like a co-op. So I was in a co-op for a while. They actually delivered, which was awesome. And there were vegetables in there that I had never heard of. I had to learn what they were and how to cook with them. They would send recipes, or I would look up recipes online for these new exciting foods that I was getting. And even if it wasn't new, like there was a day that there was a beet in there the size of my head, so I had to find, a recipe to do with this, to make with this giant beet. So it really kind of forced me out of my comfort zone, because with this, the way the service was set up, I got what I got. So it was often something new that I hadn't had before, even if it was a different leafy green, or something that was more in season. They did get things from locals. There would be some citrus fruit from other growers, but that was a pretty good experience. I only stopped doing it because they changed names and ownership and the way they did things, and it just wasn't as good. But that was a fun experience. You can also follow people online. This is awesome. We have our social media and recipe bloggers, and they put so much cool stuff out there. So find someone you like and really challenge yourself to try a new recipe, something they put out, or something somebody shares on Facebook or Instagram. Maybe just commit to the something that you see that looks interesting, rather than just liking it and passing by, or saving it and never going back to it. Like, make the effort to print out that recipe and try it next time. Try something new, and you might like it. It might work its way into your regular rotation. If not, you tried something new. And the meal delivery service, this one is also a good tip for you, and it doesn't have to be something that you do every day. Even just getting a recipe a couple times a week, that can also spark some interest in new foods and new recipes. You might get some combination of vegetables and sauces or spices, and you can make it on your own later. You can try new things, especially if you are maybe a big meat eater and you try some vegetarian options. You may learn some other plant-based protein sources and experience some different flavor combinations. So that is something that that anybody could try if you're, again, looking for some excitement. I think that's all I got for that one. So yeah, perfect. All right, and then some other things that can come up. Let's see. Planning. Planning is a good one. And that kind of falls into time as well. So I talked about this in a post a few weeks ago. So the first step in planning is having some recipes. So I like to print my recipes. I do have them all bookmarked on my computer, which makes them awesome if I'm sharing them or posting them on Facebook or emailing them to somebody. But I like to print them. I like to have that piece of paper right there. And I separate them out in a way that makes sense for me. Hey, TJ. So I have like dinners and salads and sides, and I have these folders with the recipes printed out in there. And that allows me to do a couple things. I can make notes on the paper if I like to change things. And then I can also, when I make a recipe, I just stick it in the back. So if I am looking for something to make, the first one that's on top, I can just grab it. And I like to clean out my recipes, because if there's something that it's been in there, I want to make it, it's really aspirational, but I haven't made it, I might just get rid of that recipe. Just like you'd clean out your closet, you can clean out your recipes. So it's not like a high stress environment that you're walking into. You have your recipes that are right there. They're ready to go. You can just grab something. So the first step in getting first step in planning is getting recipes. And again, no shortage of that. We got everybody sharing their recipes on social media. We have all these bloggers posting recipes. So there are plenty of great resources out there that you can get recipes. So that is the first step, is getting some recipes. And then pick out a couple that you're going to make throughout the week. The way that Robert, my boyfriend, and I do it is we make maybe 2 recipes a week, and we just make enough that we can eat on it for a few days. So don't try to overwhelm yourself by making a different recipe every single night. Just make more. Pick out a couple recipes and make more. And for this, you'll just add those ingredients to your shopping list. I love just the checklist app that comes with the iPhone, the reminders app. There are other apps that I've heard about. One of them is Cozy, so you can share that list with other people in your house. So if one person is going to the grocery store, they can see the ingredients that you've added. So we add the ingredients that we need and all of our groceries to the reminders list, and then we can both see it. And granted, he is the one that does the grocery shopping, but if either one of us was going to go, we'd have access to the list. So we would see the ingredients that we needed for our recipes. And so that's it. So planning, pick out your recipes, add the stuff to the list, and then have your grocery shopping day, do all that grocery shopping. Again, if time is an issue for you, absolutely invest in getting the grocery delivery service. Remember, money isn't your only resource, your time, your health, your energy. So if you can prolong those and save those by spending a little bit extra money, it's absolutely worth it. Oh my gosh. Suggestions for making this work with 2 crazy kids under 3. You know what? You all know this. I don't have kids. I don't like to give advice to parents because I don't even know what kind of stuff that you're living with. But I would say there are probably people out there that specialize in just this, in trying to make this stuff work when you have a family and you have little kids. But I would think that some of these things work, like doing the meal delivery service and doing like the grocery delivery. Again, you want to try to save your resources, and money is only one of them. Your time, your sanity, your health, these are all on the table. And just like I talked about earlier, in just making the healthiest choices you can. So if you're going out to eat or you're ordering food, we have all these great apps that deliver food, just make the best choices, getting something that's vegetables and salad versus getting, fried chicken and hamburgers all the time. So I think that you make the best decisions you can in the situation that you're in. There's, an ideal sanity. Yes. There's this ideal path I think that we can see ourselves on, but that doesn't involve, real life. Like I said, we may be trying to not eat snack food, but our partner does not have that as a goal and wants to have cookies and chips on the regular. So we can't tell our partner that they can't have those things, but we can ask them to, put it on a high shelf. Just getting it out of sight is a big help. So finding the things that you can do in your life with your situation, your circumstances that bring you closer to that ideal that you have for yourself. So yeah, I know I don't have those things. I don't want to preach on something that I don't know about, but I think that some of these things definitely can apply. Let's see. So planning, okay, and then picking that day to meal prep, and it is hard. I struggle with this as well. I keep trying to carve out this day, like, okay, I'm going to cook on this day, and Robert is so much better than this. He cooks on Sundays, that's his jam. He does it, and then for me, I'm always trying to slot in a day during the week where I'm cooking, and it's hard. And I know that I do it to myself because I could put that on my calendar and stick to it, and I don't. So I have the same struggles that you have. But what I will do is, even on the weeks that I'm not making a recipe, I can make something like throw quinoa in the rice cooker. Yesterday morning I put green beans in the oven just while I was getting ready in the morning. So there is food. It's not this beautiful Instagrammable meal, but there is food that is cooked in the house. So it may not be pretty and arranged, but it's there. So I do find those moments where I can make something happen. And again, I buy those green beans that are already washed and trimmed because I'm past that point in my life. Do not bring me home the green beans that I have to cut the ends off. I can't do it anymore. So finding those things that save a little bit of time and then working it in where I can. But again, that's one of my shortcomings, is like picking a day to cook and sticking to it. So we got planning time, sweet tooth, cravings, snacking, and then let's see what else we got. So some other things that do come up are no control. So eating things that are left in the break room, again, eating your partner's snacks or your kids' cookies. And I'm going to say that this really comes down to your identity. If you identify yourself as someone who eats X meals a day and doesn't snack, if you identify yourself as someone who does not eat ultra processed food, if you identify yourself as someone who does not eat added sugars, this is going to help you with these things that are around. And I say this because this is what helps me. I so not by choice. I have celiacs. That's just the way it is. But so I don't eat gluten. And I know that some people do. I've heard stories about people who have celiacs that they still choose to eat gluten, and that I don't understand. But so my identity is I have celiacs, and therefore I do not eat gluten. By choice, I identify as a vegetarian, dairy-free vegetarian. So I'm never going to be tempted by that thing that's left out or that somebody offers me that doesn't align with that. So once you establish, yes, TJ, who you are, what is important to you, once you've established that as your identity, you will start to adhere to that, and other people around you are going to start to adhere to that. I can remember when I started working full-time as a trainer, people would give me gifts of candy and chocolates. That doesn't happen anymore. The last time somebody made me like a treat for my birthday, it was baked apples. I've identified this identity for myself and for other people. You know, nobody is giving me candy anymore. You know, nobody's buying me cakes or cookies or expecting me to eat those things, because I know and they know that this is my identity. So just know that you've got to make that who you are first and foremost, because right now you identify yourself as someone who is tempted by these things and who eats these things, and other people know that they can come offer you this cookie or this donut, and that's a whole nother story. But so identify yourself, find that identity for yourself, and that will help you to stick to it. Let's see, don't know how to cook or don't like cooking. Again, this would be a really good opportunity for some kind of meal delivery service, or if you are choosing to have food delivered, just pick those healthier options. They are out there. Remember, it's just making the best decision that you can. Don't know how to cook. Definitely, this is something that you could learn how to do. None of us know how to do anything. We all learned. We didn't come out of the womb knowing how to ride a bike or cook or drive. We learned these things. Hey, Akila. So if you want to learn how to cook, that's real. You can do that. That's no excuses November. So if you want to learn to cook, you can do that. And we're so lucky, you know, you can find anything on YouTube. You can research and find information. You can learn on your own, or you can definitely attend a class. You can probably hire somebody to come to your house and show you how to cook. You might have a friend who wants to cook with you. Maybe you have a friend who is a really great cook but doesn't have time, and you guys become buddies. You go over to their house or they come to your house and you meal prep together, and you walk away learning, and your friend walks away with having the meal for the week. So there are ways you can get creative. Look at the video I did last week, the Oscar, the 5 steps to problem solving. So if you got a problem, you can run through those steps and figure out how to solve it. Not knowing how to cook, that one sounds pretty easy. I love this. Eating too much, too fast while multitasking. I've been doing some posts on Instagram and Facebook about healthy eating tips that don't involve counting calories. And these are all steps like slowing down, focusing on your food, portion control. So there are plenty of tips out there, and you just want to start incorporating those like one at a time. I think those are. And once you've identified that that's your habit, you know, if you know that your problem is you sit down on the couch with a bag of chips and before you know it, you've eaten the whole thing, you know, good for you. Give yourself a pat on the back. You know what the issue is, and then you can start doing some steps to overcome that. And again, that Oscar method is a really good way to do that. And pressure to eat unhealthy from friends and family. And this is a great one to end on, because it is the holiday season. So that's a real thing. That's going to happen. Pressure to eat unhealthy. So again, food is, it is so many things. It is not just our sustenance to keep us alive. It is social and cultural, and it has a lot of emotions wrapped up into it, and tradition, and that pressure is out there. It is real. Again, you can work on your identity if you are choosing to, maybe you're choosing to do no meat November and you're not going to have turkey on Thanksgiving. All you have to do is establish that in advance. You know, if you're getting invited to the family Thanksgiving dinner, just let them know you're not eating turkey. You're not going to be eating the turkey or the dishes that are made with turkey, and you would love to bring a nice big salad for everyone. So you're bringing something that you can eat as a meal, and it can be a side dish for everybody else. That is my trick that I like to use. Make something yummy that I'll enjoy, and that can be an awesome side dish for everybody else. So again, establish those expectations right up front. don't drop the bomb on people on Thanksgiving that you're not going to be eating turkey. Let them know that this is what you're doing, and identify yourself as how you want to eat, how you want to be in the world, and then have some if-then planning. So this is, if I'm not eating pumpkin pie, I'm not eating dessert on Thanksgiving. If I go to my family's dinner and they really pressure me and give me a really hard time, and have something in place, something that you want to say to them, or again, maybe you brought a healthy snack. It's always good when you can say something that is positive. So instead of saying, I'm not eating pumpkin pie, or I'm not eating dessert, or I'm not eating sugar, instead it's, I'm eating this fruit salad. Please help yourself to some fruit salad. I'm having fruit salad for dessert. Okay, so make it a positive. Nobody can argue with that. And again, maybe you're recruiting an ally, so your partner or your family is with you and they're going to support you, and that could just be by, maybe they jump in and say, oh, fruit salad, that looks great, I'll have some too. It doesn't have to be an argument, it doesn't have to be a conversation. It just is what it is. I like to think about removing the emotion from the situation. What if this is somebody else in this situation? They would just say, I'm having fruit salad for dessert, thank you. We put all the other baggage on it, or we presume other people are going to think things that may not be happening. We're putting that out there. So take some of that emotion and that fear and doubt out of it, and just state it just as it is. Recruit some help from your partner. Let everybody know ahead of time what is happening. I'm bringing salad and fruit. I would love to see you on the holiday on Thanksgiving. This is what I'll be bringing. And I think that's a good way. And then if you really have, maybe it's not family, maybe it's friends or coworkers that are putting some pressure on you. You need those boundaries. Maybe those boundaries are internal, but also maybe those boundaries are, you're just not spending that much time with these people who are just influencing you in a way that you don't want to go. So if that is a possibility and an option, keep that in mind. But don't cut people out of your life. Just try to be the positive influence on them. If they have the power to influence you, you have the power to influence them as well. And that does not mean pressure and arguing. It just means living your life and being a good example and an inspiration for everybody around you. And that happens with positivity. So on that note, go be positive and healthy, and make today a great day. And if you have any questions about this, post it. If you have a question or a topic you'd like me to cover in a future video, post it here or send me a message anytime. I would love to chat more about all of this with you. And please keep following me on Facebook and Instagram, Alicia Cross Training, to see my recipes and motivation and inspiration, all things that you need to reach your goals. All right, thanks guys. Bye.